Hey guys, so today, because I'm not here, I'm just going to go ahead and make a video for you about today's lessons. So to get there, make sure you go into Otis and you'll go into assessments. And then under assessments, you're going to click on build an atom FET. When you click on that, it should pop open a Google Doc that looks like this. All right, and so to get to here's a bunch of questions that you're going to answer. But to be able to answer those questions, go ahead and click on this link and it'll open up a FET. Some of you saw this FET yesterday, some of you may not, but I'll go through it again. Go ahead and hit the play button. And then at the bottom, you're going to pick atom. And then at the bottom here, you're going to see protons, neutrons, and electrons. And this is what you're going to play around with. As well as before you start putting protons into the atom or neutrons and electrons into the atom, turn on the net charge, the mass number, and stable, unstable section, just like I just did there. So then you can go back and explore. So the first direction is just explore with it, how do you end up putting the various parts into the atom, notice where they're located and so on. And then work your way through some of these questions. One of them says stable, unstable. So you're gonna play around with what makes the atom stable versus unstable. And I do not want any examples for the first two for this, so don't use hydrogen or helium, but move to a different type of element because they're just too basic. I want you to push yourself a little bit. And then, let's see, anything you have to draw, I know that's challenging. You can actually probably skip this section. I wouldn't. If you can do it, that's great. But if you're getting frustrated drawing the nucleus, don't worry about it. You can, in fact, just put pluses and circles in there. If you just wanted to draw the nucleus that way, that'd be fine with me because protons are positive, neutrons have no charge, so the 0 would represent the no charge. And then you can go ahead and work your way through these questions. All right, and the one section I will have you skip is 8-second dot. You don't have to worry about doing this section, so you can skip that. And if you end up resetting anything in the FET, so maybe you threw some protons in there and you're like, oh man, I didn't want to make that, or that's not the one I wanted, you can go ahead and hit reset, but careful when you hit reset, you lose the view of the net charge, so you can turn that back on, and you'll lose the mass number, and you'll lose the stable, unstable. So net charge just basically means, is the overall charge neutral of the atom, or is it more positive, or is it more negative? And you'll see that as you add electrons or protons. So if you add protons, we know they're positive, so you notice that it gained a positive charge. But if you add an electron, it gains a negative charge, so they kind of cancel each other out to be 0. All right, hopefully I didn't give too much away there. And next, if you finish all of that, you can go back to yesterday's slide deck. And on here, you should have finished all 18 of these guys by now. And you can go ahead and highlight the electrons in the outer shell yellow. Okay, remember the control Y. Once you make one yellow, use the control Y and it will speed up the process to be able to turn them all yellow. It'll be super quick that way. And then you move to slide 8. And here you're trying to look back on this to be able to determine, how was the periodic table created? What do you notice in common with the outer electrons in this column versus this column versus this column? And that will give you some idea of how they organize the periodic table. And then if you have even more time, you can go ahead and answer slide number 9. I think that will be plenty for you to work on while I'm not here, but I will be back Thursday. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you then.